any speech I ever make, I always acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Because he said if you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And then I come knocking out him and let me in. I also want to acknowledge my wife, Julie, who's here with me. And also I want to acknowledge my team, Herschel, because I tell you, we've been in a fight, but I want to thank all of you for getting in that fight with me. I want to thank you so much. And I'm going to tell this little story, and I'm going to try to make it short so we can get ready to go home, because Gunsmoke comes on in a little bit. And this story goes like this. It's about this man that died early in life. And as he got to heaven, St. Peter met him at the pearly gates. And St. Peter said, sir, you're here a little bit early right now. So your name ain't on the roll. So you're the only one in history that's going to get an opportunity to decide where you want to go. Say, I'm going to take you to heaven and I'm going to take you to hell, and you get to determine where you like to be. So he puts him in his elevator, takes him all the way down to hell, and the doors open up. And there's a party going on. He sees some of his friends down there, he's having a good time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? And the guy said, I got to go now. He said, yeah, you got to make a decision. So he puts him in his elevator, takes him all the way up to heaven, and to get to heaven, there are people floating around on clouds, having a good time. And after a couple of hours, St. Peter came to him and said, have you made your mind up? Have you made your mind up? And the guy said, well, St. Pete, I hate to tell you this, I think I want to go to hell. That seemed like my type of place. St. Peter said, you sure? He said, yeah. So he puts him in his elevator, sends him all the way back down to hell, and the doors open up now, it's hot. People are crying, they're having a miserable time, and the guy said, wait a minute, a couple of hours ago when I was here, there was a party going on, and Satan shows up and said, a couple of hours ago I was campaigning. And I tell you that because right now the left is campaigning right now for you. They're campaigning. My guy, Senator Warnock, is campaigning. He's lost it right now. Y'all seen it, haven't you? Yeah, y'all saw him in that debate. You saw him in that debate when he became Scooby-Doo for a moment. Because they asked him, they said, sir, will you vote for Biden in 2024? And he goes, oh. I said, well, that's what's happening right now. That's what's happening right now. They don't want to tell you the truth. They're trying to take you down in that elevator and tell you that this is the new normal. And I'm here to tell you it's not. And I'm not that politician, I can tell you that. I don't look like one, don't dress like one, don't talk like one. Because I'm that warrior for God, that He prepared me for a moment like this. He prepared me for a moment like this. And the reason He prepared me for this moment, because He knew I was going to have to go up against that wolf in sheep clothing. And y'all saw him, thought he could talk with me in a debate. Did anyone here think that man can beat me in a debate? They don't know Herschel Walker, do they? They don't know me. I'm from that little town called Wrightsville, Georgia. And I tell everyone, if you got 1 year to live, move there, because that year's forever. Same old. But God brought me out of that town, and He took me to college and gave me that scholarship that I went to the University of Georgia. No. And then I got a chance to win a Heisman Trophy. But no. And then I got a chance to play 15 years of pro ball. No. And then I got a chance to be on the 1992 Olympic bobsled team. There's absolutely no snow here in Georgia, is there? But God knew that He was preparing me, so what He had to do, He had to break me. No. He had to break me for a moment because they told me I had a mental problem. And I'm like, Herschel Walker got a mental problem? I'm talking about myself in third person, but I know that. So I said, wait, I got to get this taken care of. So I went to this hospital. And I remember being in this hospital, and I go, whoa, these people here are crazy. But I said, I'm not like them. But then because of the grace of God, He said, we all fall short of the glory of God. And I started working on myself more. And I got better, and I got bigger, till I got washed in the blood of Jesus. Now you're ready. So then I said, I'm running for this Senate seat because I am not going to let Senator Warnock separate my family. I'm not going to let him separate my family by saying America need to apologize for its whiteness. And I'm thinking, what Bible has he been reading? Because in the Bible I read, it says, a house divided cannot stand. So I'm thinking, what is he reading? But then as I've been looking around, I said, they trying to find the definition of a woman still, are they not? And I can tell them the definition of a woman because it's written in my Bible. It says it's a man and a woman. And a woman comes from the rib of a man. But yet they're trying to tell you a man can get pregnant. And I'm here to tell you, no, he can't. No, he can't. Don't let them take you down in that elevator and try to fool you like they're doing a good job for you. If they were doing a good job, we wouldn't have our men and women in blue. The morale is down. Recruitment is down. Only because the guy I'm running against wanted to call them names like thugs and bullies and stuff. And then you want to have no cash bail. Want to release prisoners from jail, from prison and stuff. And I said the only one become prisoner then is us in our own home. And I said he's not doing the right thing. And it's easy to do the right thing. I remember when a coach used to tell me, Herschel, do right. And this man don't know how to do right, does he? Because he don't even know how to do anything because he's been telling me he's a Matthew 25. Matthew 25 says, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I have no clothes, you clothed me. But it didn't say when I couldn't pay my rent, you evicted me, did it? It didn't say that. It did not say that, but yet that's what he's doing to these people that need his help. But yet he want to throw these Bible verses out and saying that he's doing a good job. If he was doing a good job, he wouldn't have voted with Joe Biden 96% of the time. Which means now we got high inflation. And they trying to tell you we don't have high inflation. We got open border. Why we got an open border? We got men and women's sports. That he voted to put men in women's sports. That's like asking me to compete against your daughter. Think about it. Think about it. And then he wanted to release prisoners from jail. I said, he's not doing the right thing. And now we get to vote. We get to vote tomorrow. How many of you have already voted? How many of you have already voted? So those that hadn't voted, and those hadn't voted, and those that has voted, tell 10 of your friends to go out and vote for Herschel Walker. And if you don't have no friends, go make some friends and tell them to go out and vote for Herschel Walker. It's time that we get this right. It's time we get it right because they're trying to take us down in that elevator and tell us that this is the new normal. I'm here to tell you, no, it's not. We can become energy independent again. And then you listen to our president say that, the biggest threat to democracy is voting for a Republican. No, the biggest threat to democracy is keep him in the White House. That's the biggest threat to democracy right there. The biggest threat to democracy is to have Senator Warnock voted for it 4 times against the Keystone Pipeline. Now we're going to our enemies to ask for energy. They don't know the definition of an enemy either, do they? That means that those people don't like you. They need to learn the definition of words now. I don't know the definition of recession. They trying to make up all these things and take us down in this elevator and tell us this is a new normal. And y'all saying that I don't need to run. Yes, I do. Because the grace of God has done so much for me. Now it's time for me to pay back. And as they say, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And that's what I'm about right now. That's what I'm about right now. Because no. Wait a minute. And now they're going after our military too with all this pronouns. And I'm like, pronoun? What the heck is a pronoun? My pronoun is sick and tired of this because Senator Warnock pronoun is going to be former senator. That's a good pronoun for him, former senator. And then we're going to say, don't let that door hit you in the right side as you leave the people's office. Don't you think that's the best thing to do? Don't let it leave because right now he's not doing the right thing by you. He's not doing the right things by you because he told you he was going to go to Washington to represent you, did he? And he went to Washington to represent Joe Biden. He told you he was going to speak for you, didn't he? And he raised your taxes and spent your money. And think about this. He spent over $100 million against me already. Wow, that's a lot of money. And the race is still tied. That means he don't know how to spend his money, so why is he spending your money? You don't want him spending your money. No, he don't even know how to spend his own money, so why is he spending your money? And then he said he was going to represent the women, and yet he voted for men and women's sports. And you see this border wide open. They don't want to talk about it. They got people coming across this border like they live here. I'm not saying we're not generous. We're a very generous country. We're very compassionate, but we also a country of laws. And that's what we got to get back to. We got to get back to the country of laws that we were. And then I need to tell you this. In the great garden of Adam and Eve, God told them from this place here you have total freedom. But if you eat or touch this tree here, you will surely die. They were held to responsibility. But yet this senator didn't want to hold anyone to responsible for anything. when Joe Biden did that in Afghanistan, what did he do? He just stood by. He stood by because he don't have the guts to tell Joe Biden, you know what you're doing is wrong. And you got to remember this. There were 13 servicemen and women that was killed. Oh, yeah. They're not talking about it. They are there. I remember my father told me no. He meant no. And when I got too big for my britches, he said, boy, if you don't like the rules underneath my roof, you leave my house. So maybe it's time that we get leaders in Washington that say, if you don't like the rules in the United States of America, you can leave. You don't have to be here. You don't have to stay here. This ain't asking you to stay. It's time that we get Americans back here because you're trying to separate my people from the color of your skin. And yet in red also, my Bible don't talk about your color, your skin. It talks about your heart. So we need to get back to your heart. But no. What he's trying to do, though, what he's trying to do is go after your kids. That's what makes me angry. He's going after your kids because what he's trying to tell your kids, if he's white, he's an oppressor. And if he's black, he's a victim. But in Herschel Walker world, I'm going to make you a victorious. Because in the United States of America, you can be a victorious person. Don't care about the color of your skin, because I'm going to tell y'all something you may not know. 23andMe has screwed us all up. So it don't matter about what color our skin is. What it matters because we're Americans. I think that's the best thing in the world. We're Americans. So that's what we need to get back to. We're in America. Protecting this flag. Protecting our economy. And we got to get back to it. If they ask me why I'm running because I'm sick and tired of people not loving this country. And then they said, make America great again, like that is a bad term. Have y'all heard of Ricky Bobby? Yeah. That's what they need to get back to. You're not first, you're last, and America is not last. I can tell you that right now. We're not last. And we can be first because when America leads, this whole world does well. And that's what we got to get back to, where America is the leader. But we can't be the leader with these weak leaders we got in Washington. So it happens tomorrow. If you haven't voted, it happens tomorrow. Because I'm that warrior that I'm not going to put up with it no more. And I can tell you what, a lot of the Republicans standing behind me are not going to put up with it no more. It's time for us to stand up, not have our back bent doing whatever somebody tells you to do. That's what they're doing in Washington, because they can't just do that just to hurt this country. Because they got to have people now that's going to stand up and say, I'm sick and tired of this. And as my father said, no. And that's what we got to do. We got to say no and not vote like that. And then he get mad. Y'all saw him get mad when he was there. He got mad and he started trying to say that he said a doctor, a patient, can't be in the same room with the government. But did he forget there's a baby in that room too? Did he forget there's a baby in that room? But then he brought the government back in because he wants you to pay for it. He forget about that. No. I need to tell you this. Because I heard this and I was reading this. Remember, he said, I look forward to going in and tell the president to get this student loan relief bill done. Y'all saw him talking about it. He was so proud of himself. So how many of you co-signed for somebody's loan? Co-signed for a $400 billion loan. That's what you signed for. I didn't co-sign for nobody else's loan. And then I read in the paper what the kids were doing with the loan money. They were going on vacation, buying video games, gambling, booze, drugs. And I'm like, that's a weekend with Hunter Biden. That ain't no damn loan. That's a weekend with him. We got to get out of that. We got to get out of them taking us down in that elevator, telling us this is the new normal. So right now, what we need is those warriors. We need those warriors to come up to Washington. And I told them when I go up there, Jesus Christ coming with me. Yeah. Hey, he can block and I can run. I can tell you that. He can block and I can run. And as my offensive lineman used to tell me sometimes, they would say, Herschel, follow me. I'll take you to the promised land. So I'm going to tell all you, vote for me, and I help us to get to the promised land. Because they can come after me as much as they want. Because I know after me, they're going to come after you. But I'm not going to let them get through me. Because they don't know that they mess with the wrong Georgia here, did they not? They mess with the wrong Georgia here. So I thank you guys for coming out. I thank you guys. And I said, go to the polls and vote. Just vote once. Just vote once. Tell your friends to go and vote. Tomorrow, we don't want a decision made. And they're talking about a runoff. And I'm like, runoff? Runoff? Are you talking about runoff? No, we're winning this. We ain't talking about no runoff. We're winning this. When we leave tomorrow night, we're leaving as winners, not runoff. Hey, runoff. It's time for us to get this country back together, and the only way we can do it is get together ourselves, bringing us together. Because God said, as I said earlier, together we stand, divided we fall. And right now I'm not ready to fall. And I want to just leave you with this. About this is the greatest country in the world today. And some people think there's something better, but I'm here to tell you there's not. And I remember hearing about this bull out in the field with 6 cows. And 3 of them was expecting calves. He had grass all the way up to his kneecap. And all that bull had to do was eat grass. But no. He kept his nose up against the fence, looking at 3 of the cows in this other field that didn't belong to him. And all of a sudden that day came where he thought he could measure that fence up. He said, I think I can jump this. I can get over that fence and get over there because something is better over there. That day came where he got back at a certain distance. And he took off running and he dove over that fence and his belly got cut up all under the bottom. And he rolled over on the other side. He was so excited. But when he ran to the top of the hill, he realized that they were bulls too. So I'm here to tell you that don't think something is better somewhere else. This is the greatest country in the world today. And it's time for us to stand up for America. It's time for us to stand up for America. And I told everyone, guys, I will always stand on my feet, fighting for the freedom and liberties that we have, than to be on my knees begging the government for anything. So it's time for us to do it. God bless you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.